So this is the last of your videos. This is going to be about algebraic reasoning. So make sure you're writing the notes, repeating the notes, looking through them to see if you could write them. You could watch this video several times to help you out. Remember, the STAAR test is tomorrow, so make sure that you are watching all the videos before you go to bed tonight. So good luck on that, and let's get started with this. So here you see actually three types of questions on order of operation, prime factorizations, and exponents. So basically the exponents are within the equivalent expressions. They could be with just with order of operation. So make sure that you're understanding it. Always follow PEMDAS, so make sure you do parentheses first, then exponents, and rewrite the equation. The more you rewrite the equation, the better your chances that you're going to get it right. Also, multiply and divide, remember it's from left to right, so you're going from left to right. If division's first, do that first. Multiplication's first is that. The same with adding and subtracting, so make sure that you're doing both. Make sure that exponents, you're not doing 3 times 2 like it says right there, you're doing 3 times 3. So those are all the little factors you need to remember about order of operation, prime factorization, and exponents. So here is another thing about equivalent expressions. You had an equivalent expressions in the order of operation part because you have to follow order of operation with equivalent expressions. Remember, when they're asking for equivalent expressions, you're substituting the variable with 3. And if you notice, I went ahead and gave you an example right here. So make sure that you guys are looking at that and looking at how I substituted the variable x with 3 and solved it. So I want you to make sure you're doing that, especially when they're asking for equivalent expressions. Do not do this if they're just asking for the solution of an equation. So here is equations and inequalities. So this is the same thing. You're still substituting, but instead of substituting with a 3, you're substituting with the answer choice. In this case, this first one, it's giving you the option to substitute with 3.4. So you substitute with 3.4 because it's telling you there to do that. So you solve it to see which one's true for each one of them. Here they're giving you 2.5. So basically you're going to see how many times she wants to burn more than that. So 236 calories per hour, and she wants to burn more than 590. So here, you're going to substitute it with the answer choices right here. So make sure that you're doing that. You're not doing the 3. This is when you finding equivalent expressions. This one is just to find which one is the correct value. So make sure you understand the difference between the two. So here I gave you some notes on area. Remember, you do have your reference material. Make sure that you are remembering to use the reference material to help you with area of each of those shapes. So you have your square, your rectangle, your parallelogram, triangle, and trapezoid. So make sure you're using the right formula, substitute what you know, and then solve it. Remember, a trapezoid, this is a trapezoid, has 2 bases. It has base 1 and base 2, so remember that too. For volume, on your reference material, you're going to have V equals capital B and H, but remember that represents base times height. So make sure that you remember to use V equals length times width times height, and that should help you out. So all you're doing is multiplying all 3 numbers, and they usually don't give you extra numbers on this one. So you just multiply all 3 of them when they're asking you for volume. So remember to use your reading strategies. Make sure that it's reasonable. Draw a picture, slow down. You make sure you're working backwards, like those substitution, those are working backwards. Make sure you're filling in the grids correctly. This is your chance to do well and show us what you know. And I know that you know a lot of what we've learned this year. You went over all of it this week. Make sure that you are doing your best, and please slow down. Don't rush through it. You have 4 hours, remember that, and it is 38 questions. So tonight, make sure you go to bed early, you eat a good breakfast tomorrow, and don't stress because you got this. So make sure that you're doing all that and you should be fine. So good luck tomorrow on your STAAR test, and I'll see you on Friday.